In life, mistakes are bound to happen. Some may appear normal and can be overlooked. However, some mistakes cannot be overlooked, such as mistake on the road. They come too expensive. The roads play a vital part in our daily activities, and mistakes on the road can be deadly, causing a lot of harm and leaving families devastated. Welcome, I am Fatima Umar, and this is Road Matters. On this episode of the program, we go on the road in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. With good and smooth roads and the necessary road furnitures in place, sadly, mistakes are very common here amongst the drivers in the capital city. Accidents are bound to happen, but some mistakes that lead to accidents can be avoided. Let's see some common mistakes on the road.
Research has shown that the major causes of accident is driver error. And these are common mistakes that can easily be corrected to prevent the loss of lives on Nigerian roads. Unfortunately, a lot of drivers are still guilty of these same mistakes on daily basis, thereby resulting to more accidents or road traffic crashes on daily basis, resulting to the loss of lives in Nigeria. And Nigeria has been losing a lot of revenue as a result of that. The GDP that Nigeria is losing as a result of road traffic crashes is enough to fund Nigeria budget. So there is a need for us to further educate the road users, particularly the drivers, on how they can avoid these common mistakes on the road. One of the common mistakes is overspeeding, excessive speed, or unsafe speed. Another mistake that drivers often commit on the road is distraction, the use of mobile phone when they are driving. Another mistake has to do with tailgating, bumper-to-bumper driving, which is the major factor responsible for rear-end collision on the roads. We also have the mistake of alcohol and the use of psychoactive drugs by drivers. This has been on the increase for a long time now. Drivers are now fond of using alcohol and other psychoactive drugs like Indian hemp before they drive, and this has been resulting to loss of lives through the accidents on the road. Another common mistake on the road has to do with retaliation on the road. A lot of drivers do retaliate. Maybe as a result of the error committed by one driver, they want to retaliate as well. One other mistake that is very common among drivers has to do with anger, which usually results to aggressive driving. Some of the drivers, they get angry behind the wheel and they vex their anger on other road users, therefore resulting to errors or mistakes on the road. One common mistake that drivers often commit, particularly in a place like Abuja and Lagos, is lane weaving. Because of the high volume of traffic on the road, drivers often weave lanes. They change from one lane to the other. Before you know it, they move to another one. Before they know it, they move to another one. And that usually results to confusion and accident on the road. One other error or mistake that drivers often commit on the road has to do with intimidation, particularly by heavy-duty vehicles. You know, the drivers of heavy-duty vehicles, they often intimidate the smaller ones, and this has been resulting to accidents on the road. Then, wrongful parking, that is dangerous parking, is another common mistake on the road. You see vehicles parked on the road, and you see other vehicles coming behind, they don't know. Let's watch as these vehicles will be coming now. You can look at the errors that drivers usually make. You can look at that driver now. He moved from this lane down to this lane. He was supposed to have positioned himself on the other lane, the extreme lane there, knowing fully well that he's going toward the direction. He will position himself there. You can look at him from this point now, he crossed to this point, and that can create challenges for the drivers coming behind him, and that can also result to the knocking down of innocent pedestrians that are trying to cross, because they will think that the drivers want to go to this direction, not knowing that the drivers will actually come this way. Let us watch and see how the drivers do make this common mistake right here at Berger roundabout, Abuja. You can see him. You can see how he moved from this lane. When you look at these vehicles now, some vehicles that are going this way, they will initially position themselves here on the right hand side here, and it is the vehicles coming behind them will think that they are going toward the direction. All of a sudden they will move to this place, and some of the vehicles that are even going to this way, they will initially position themselves here instead of them to position themselves on the right hand side, thereby creating challenges for the vehicles that are coming. You can look at that one now. This one is coming this way, but that one created a challenge for him. If not that the driver was careful enough, he would have hit him by the side. And look at that vehicle coming now. The vehicle coming here now, that vehicle is not going this way. He's actually coming here, but look at him there. He's coming this way. Instead of him to position himself, look at him now. He positioned himself on the wrong side, and suddenly now he moved toward this side. That has been causing a lot of accidents at this very junction here, this roundabout, and other places in Abuja, likewise in other parts of the country. It is part of lane indiscipline and indecisiveness on the part of the drivers. Abuja roads. These vehicles parked here. This is a dual lane, but you can look at it that out of the two lanes now, the two lanes have been narrowed into only one due to illegal parking, due to unsafe parking. It is wrong parking. You can look at the vehicles now. They are loading passengers right on the road. This is the major factor that is responsible for traffic logjam in FCT, in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. If you go to some places like Kubwa Junction, like NYC Junction, like Arab Junction, you will see that the traffic logjam that used to happen there is as a result of wrongful parking. You see, look at that one there. They have occupied two lanes already. They have occupied two lanes out of the lanes. One is on the road shoulder, one is occupying one lane, leaving only one lane, thereby causing traffic logjam and accidents on our Abuja roads. So they will drive against the traffic. One of the mistakes that drivers usually make on the road that used to lead to accidents is lack of adequate and prompt communication. There is a need for drivers to always indicate their intention, the intention of where they want to turn to or where they are going at any point in time, and that communication must be made early enough. The turn indicators or pointer or trafficator, as commonly called, must be used whenever the driver wants to make a turn, either to the right or to the left. That's dangerous parking, which will narrow the way, cause traffic jam, and can also result to accident. That vehicle now is dangerously parked, is wrongly parked there, and it can result to traffic jam. It can result to road traffic crash. It can result to rear end collision there. Then watch that vehicle now. You see that it did not indicate that it will turn to this side. The vehicles branching to this side, they are supposed to use their turn indicator. You can see dangerous driving there. That can also cause accident. It was a dangerous driving. Drivers often make that mistake of lane indiscipline. Some drivers will move from fast lane, from the first lane, they cross to the third lane, all at a go, instead of moving first to the second lane before moving to the third lane. That also used to cause confusion and crash on the road. You can look at that incident. That vehicle moved right from the third lane to the first lane. That is very wrong. It's a common mistake on the road, and it can cause accident. You can look at this, no pointer, no trafficator. You look at that, changing lane abruptly, instead of him to continue on this lane. You can look at that, look at the result of lane indiscipline. Three lanes merged into only two. Look at where it's going. And look at a dangerous parking there that can cause rear end collision. You can look at it. And ordinarily, we have 3 lanes here. But by my calculation, I can see that they have turned it to 4 lanes already. That is impatience on the road, which is the foundation of aggressive driving. Okay, this is Banex bus stop in Abuja. People have been saying that Abuja does not have designated bus stops. It is not true. There are designated bus stops in Abuja, but many motorists don't make use of the bus stops. As you can see here, this is the bus stop meant for Banex area. But you can look behind us here, you will see where people used to crowd themselves to wait for vehicles. Instead of them coming to the bus stop here, you can see vehicles stopping there to carry passengers instead of them to come to the bus stop here to load or to carry passengers. So Abuja actually has many designated bus stops, but the vehicles or motorists are the ones not, and the pedestrians and the passengers, they are the ones not using the bus stops as they are expected to do. Look at this Banex pedestrian bridge. It's looking very clean because it's hardly used. The reason why it is hardly used is that people have abandoned the bus stops constructed by the government here on the right-hand side and on the left-hand side. Because the bus stops have been abandoned, people don't find it easy to come here. They don't find it necessary for them to come here to use the pedestrian overhead bridge. Instead of doing that, you can look at the people, you can look at the commuters, look at the passengers right there. That is where the bus stop they created for themselves, and that is where vehicles used to stop to pick them, blocking a whole lane out of the 2 lanes there. You can look at the commercial vehicles. They are blocked the 1 lane, and they are about blocking the 2nd lane because they are stopping there to pick passengers. And so people don't find it necessary to come to this Banex overhead bridge to use the pedestrian bridge here. That's why the pedestrian bridge has been abandoned. Look at the amount of money that has been used to construct this pedestrian bridge, and you look at the lives of people that have been lost here. You can look at that man there. He's trying to cross the road. Instead of him to come here to use the pedestrian bridge, he prefers to cross there so that it will be faster for him to get to the bus stop there to pick his vehicle to his destination. Look at that vehicle now, picking passenger there. Look at the bus stop right on the right-hand side, and look at where he's picking passengers, thereby creating problems for the vehicles that are coming behind him. That is one of the things that also cause rear-end collision. So the 2 lanes now have been narrowed into only 1 lane, and that is one of the causes of accidents on the road. Look at that car reversing on the main express road. It is against the law for cars or vehicles to reverse on highways, but you can look at that vehicle reversing right on this expressway, and that can cause accidents. It is one of the common mistakes that drivers often make on the road, which have been resulting to loss of accidents and loss of lives. We are here at Laf Camp Junction. We want to look at one of the common mistakes that drivers often make. This time around, we want to look at the level of compliance of drivers to traffic lights. Here, we can see very clearly that the traffic light is showing red right now. You can look at the vehicles coming in this direction. They are violating the traffic light. They are not obeying it. The traffic light is showing red, yet they are moving. It is showing red. You can look at the vehicle from this direction. They are supposed to wait, but they refuse to wait. They refuse to obey the traffic lights, thereby causing confusion. And that is one of the causes of accidents at junctions, because junctions are the places where high rate of road traffic crashes is being recorded nationwide. The rate of road traffic crashes at junction is very high, And this is one of the reasons why that high rate of accident is being recorded at junctions, because drivers refuse to obey the traffic light. Even if there is no traffic light, drivers are expected to follow the common sense rule by giving way to themselves. But here we can see the confusion here now, because they are not obeying the traffic light. The traffic light is showing red, but some are violating it. That's why there is a confusion here right now. And that confusion is the foundation for road traffic crashes at junctions. You can still see, look at that vehicle. You can look at the two vehicles there, they are complying. You can look at that question. Why did that one park there now? Look at where he parked to drop passenger, blocking the entire road to drop passenger, thereby creating traffic jam. And that is one of the things that used to cause accidents on the road. You can look at them. Look at him also reversing on the main road, which against the law. The law prohibits any driver from reversing on highways. Look at him now backing up on the highway. Look at him reversing on the highway. It is against the law. And that's one of the common mistakes that drivers often make, which is responsible for the high rate of accidents in Nigeria. So he wanted to continue, but when he saw that we were recording, so he decided to change his mind. Show those that are beating the traffic light. See them, those that are beating the traffic light. Show them, they are beating the traffic light. See that? See the confusion he wanted to cause there. See the accident he wanted to cause there, because he decided to beat the traffic light. It's a common thing, and it's one of the factors responsible for the high rate of road traffic crashes in Nigeria. Disobedience to the road rules. The rate of obedience to traffic regulations in Lagos State is higher than what obtains in Abuja. Abuja has the best road in the whole country. Yet, for the past 4 years, Abuja has been recording the highest rate of road traffic crashes in Nigeria. And one of the reasons is just because of violation of road traffic regulations in Abuja. The rate of violation is very high in Abuja. And one of the factors responsible is egotism. People drive on the road as if the road belongs to them. They are not ready to obey the traffic laws because of whom they know. Do you know who I am? That is syndrome in Abuja. And that's one of the reasons why there is high rate of disobedience to traffic regulations, even among the very important personalities in Nigeria. We are now at Life Camp Junction. This place where we are right now, whenever it rains, it used to be flooded, and the whole road will be flooded with water, thereby causing traffic jam, and sometimes it used to cause accidents. So for many years now, water used to stay here whenever it rains because there is no drainage. As you can see now, there is no single drainage in the whole of this area, and the underground channels, the underground tunnels constructed here have been blocked by sand, thereby preventing water from flowing out of this place. You can see sand on the road as a result of the flood. The whole of this place used to be flooded, including the main road used to be flooded, thereby hindering the free flow of traffic. And this can also cause hydroplaning and road traffic crash for vehicles. So there is a need for the government to look into it and construct drainage here to reduce or eliminate the flooding of this road whenever it rains. The mistakes that drivers make are just virtually the same. The mistake they make in Kubwa is virtually the same mistake they make in Kado, is virtually the same mistake they make in Life Camp, is virtually the same mistake they make in other parts of Abuja and other parts of Nigeria. The most important thing is that drivers need to be compliant. Drivers need to obey the traffic rules and regulations. But when you look at it, you will see that, look at this vehicle, for example, is supposed to be patient to allow the truck to pass. But it's trying to struggle with the truck for the road. And that can create a challenge for him. And you look at all these vehicles as well, the traffic lights stop them, but they have already passed the stop line. They stop for the traffic light, but they pass the stop line. Vehicles are not supposed to move beyond the traffic, the stop line. Whenever the traffic light stops the vehicles, the drivers must not pass the stop line. But by passing the stop line, it will make the road narrow for vehicles that are being passed by the traffic light. You can look at this example now. There is no room for the vehicles that have been passed by traffic light to pass, because these vehicles, they have already passed the stop line. So that is another common mistake on the roads. The traffic jam here is persistent because there is no traffic light at that junction. There's supposed to be a traffic light at that junction that will be programmed with the traffic light at the main junction here. So that whenever the traffic light here shows green and passes the vehicle to go this way, they will be able to turn, and the traffic light will show the other people red, so that they will stop and the vehicles here will be able to pass here. As long as there's no traffic light here, whenever the traffic light here passes these ones, there will be traffic jam here because the vehicles will not be able to cross to this side. You can see indecision. That is the mistake of indecisiveness. He planned to go this way, but look at where he is. Look at that one again, stopping at the middle of the road to pick passengers. And you look at this very one also, indecisiveness, the red car. You can see the mistake of indecisiveness being committed by drivers on the road. He planned to move to the left, but initially he turned to the right, causing confusion. Now he had to reverse in the middle of the road to re-navigate to the left-hand side. You can look at him now. That's absent-mindedness by drivers. It's another challenge on the road. When drivers are thinking, or maybe they are having emotional pressure, thinking of some things, or they are daydreaming, their minds are not on the road. So sometimes the action they are supposed to take, they don't take. Because driving is a complex work. You have to use your eyes, you have to use your nose, you have to use your ears to gather information, use your brain to interpret, and use your hands and legs to apply the information. And it requires 100% concentration.
Being enlightened on the road rules and avoiding mistakes that can lead to accidents will make safer roads. There are also some habits that can lead to accidents. It may appear ordinary, but it is highly dangerous. So if it means hearing the same tips over and over again, why not? Here are some tips. There are many ways to drive safely, but here are some of the most important ones you can imbibe to keep you and others safe on the road. Observe and obey all speed limits. Think of it as a limit, not a target. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front. Driving too close behind another vehicle can cause road traffic accidents. On the expressway, if you can clearly read the plate number of the car in front of you, then you are too close. Do not use your mobile phone while driving. Mobile phone use is a big cause of accidents, and using it while driving is illegal. Hands-free mobile devices should be avoided, as talking can also be a major distraction. Do not drink and drive. Driving often requires split-second decisions. Even a small quantity of alcohol will impair one's reaction time and increase the possibility of road accidents. Take extra care in the dark or raining weather. Your driving should change according to the weather. Ensure your headlamps are functional. Wear a seatbelt even before driving off. Seatbelt will keep you in place and may even save your life in the event of an accident. Be watchful and look after your eyes. Paying attention to everything around you will help you spot potential hazards. Your eyes are arguably the most important you have for driving safely. Take note, the health of your eyes is very important. Drive to live. Driving requires a lot of attention. It is not as easy as just knowing how to drive, but mentally, physically and emotional balance is required to drive. Do the needful and play your part for the safety of all. This concludes the episode this week. You can send a mail to roadmatters@nta.ng. Until the next episode, I am Fatima Umar. Be good on the road so the road can be good to you. Bye-bye.
Güzel.